Hey everybody, it's Kate, the West Coast Paper Crafter, and you are joining me tonight from my spare room slash craft room in East Souk on Vancouver Island, Canada. So if you tuned in last week, you will know that I'm in the process of moving all my craft supplies from my dining room into my spare room and converting it into my craft space. So I am very proud to announce that I got 0 done during the week. So last time you saw me live, nothing has changed. Anyway, that is, that's just the way it is when I'm working full time and juggling family and stuff. So the craft room is going to be slow go. Anyway, tonight we're going to recreate this fun fold that some of you might have seen in my newsletter or on my page because I posted this in a reel on Friday. So it's really fun. It is new to me. I just learned it from Cindy, whose page is Stamp and Chick Creations. I had to write that down so I didn't forget, but she showed a whole group of us demonstrators how to make that fun fold 2 weekends ago, I think. And yeah, I've never done it before, so it's really fun. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll get started. All right, so I'm just going to try to zoom in. I'm still, this new phone doesn't behave, so it doesn't always let me zoom in the way I want to. So I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and tonight just might be one of those nights that it's not going to behave. So that's okay. This will work. You're just going to see a little bit more of my workstation. So I'm going to bring my camera down a bit. All right, that's not too bad. So I'm using different colors and a different embossing folder. I'm just going to go through all these pieces. I hope I don't lose anything. All right, so I've embossed 2 pieces of basic white. These are 3.5 by 3.5, and I used the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. I don't know if you can really tell that it's embossed. I've got a shadow, but it is. It's embossed. And then I've got a piece of designer series paper. This is from the Snowy Scenes pack, and this is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. I have got a piece of Petal Pink, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. Yes, you heard me right. 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, not 5 1/2, which is a little bit foreign to me, but it works. I've got another piece of the Snowy Scenes Designer Series paper, and all I did with this was cut a 1-inch strip off the full piece of the Designer Series paper, so that's 1 by 12, but I won't need all 12. And then I have got basic white 10 by 4 scored at 5 on the 10-inch side, and then you can just fold that in half. Hello, Karen, I see you. Hi, Nancy. Hello, Leah Beth. I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, Tanya, thanks for tuning in. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just a little bit of scoring. So if you are crafting along with me, you just want to grab your paper trimmer. And what we're going to do is score our 2 pieces of 3.5 by 3.5 embossed paper in half on the diagonal. So make sure your cutting blade is out of the way, and you're just going to line up the edges of your piece of paper and score it down the middle. So I've gone ahead and I've scored that on the diagonal, excuse me, folded it in half, and then I've got a little triangle. Hello, Nancy from, I think MT is Montana. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Janice, thanks for showing up. All right, so I'm just going to score the second piece again, just from point to point. So I'm scoring on the diagonal and then folding in half. All right, so this fun fold, like I was saying, I learned this from Cindy, with Stampin' Chick Creations, and I think it's twice a year. There's a group of demonstrators, Cindy is one of them, and they put on this day-long crafting event on Facebook. So all of their downline, which I'm lucky to be a part of, we get to tune in and see all sorts of different projects. So like I said, this one I learned there, and there's going to be another one that I'll do next week that I learned from that too. So it's such a great way to get ideas and see what other people are coming up with. Now I've been chatting away, sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gluing these folded triangles down on my Petal Pink card base. I'm just going to glue the back side like so, excuse me, on both edges of my cardstock. So I'm going to glue them down to the long edge. So that is the 5 1/4 edge. And I'm just going to make sure that it is flush up against the edge of that cardstock. Now I was a little bit off and I got some glue leaching, but that's actually no problem because there is a piece that's going to get glued to the inside of this anyway. So my sloppiness does not matter tonight. All right. Oh, I'm shaking the camera. So I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on that to get that glue to stick. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to glue that folded triangle down just on the back side. And I'm going to try to make sure that I have my triangles evenly spaced from the top and the bottom of that cardstock so everything looks symmetrical, I think is the word I'm looking for. Okay, so now that I've got that down, I'm going to put this aside for a second, but this is what the start of our card looks like. All right, now what I want to do here is just glue my pattern paper onto the front of the 10x4 piece of basic white, and then that will be glued down right in between those little triangle flaps. This card comes together really quickly, so it's pretty fun. I can't believe I've never seen this before. It's just so clever. Hey, Robin, thanks for tuning in. Nice to see you. All right, so now before I glue this down, I'm just going to stamp a sentiment and some snowflakes to the inside of this card. Oh, hello, Linda. You are a newbie. I use Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. I love it. I buy mine from Stamping Up, but I'm very sure you can get that at most craft stores or on Amazon as well. So it's my favorite adhesive because it gives me a couple seconds to adjust my paper because I never get things straight. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. Hello, Rosalind. So that's why normally you're going to find me using the multi-purpose liquid glue, simply because I do not lay down my pieces straight. So now I'm just going to stamp a sentiment. This is from the Reindeer Fun stamp set, and I'm going to stamp it in a garden green ink that my friend Tanya, the Canadian stamper, gave me. Thank you, Tanya. You either gave it to me or I stole it. I haven't decided which one it is. All right, now I digress. I'm going to glue this right onto that Petal Pink cardstock in between the triangle flaps. So like I was saying, I was a little bit messy with my glue, but now it doesn't matter because you don't even know. Gifted to me. Thanks, Tanya. Hi, Paula from North Idaho. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so now our card looks like this. You fold open your little triangle flaps, and there you have it. However, I find this to be a little bit, I don't know, boring, a little boring. So we're going to make a belly band, and all I'm going to do is fold that strip, the 12-inch by 1-inch piece of patterned paper around my card, not too tight because I want it to slide easily. And then I'm going to trim that paper just a little bit, and I'm going to glue the belly band together. So I think the important thing to remember is you don't want it too tight. You just want to be able to easily slide that belly band off your card. But on the flip side, you also don't want it too loose that it falls off. So you need to find the perfect balance. The green is a surprise color, and I'm adding some elements that will make sense. Plus, one of my favorite color combinations happens to be pink and green. And that comes from, in the way back in my early 20s, I had a very good friend. She's still my friend. We just don't see each other as much. Her name is Jack, and her favorite color was green, and mine was pink. At least back then it was for both of us. I couldn't tell you if green is still Jack's favorite color now that we're significantly older than 20, but that's how I ended up loving pink and green together. It's just a little tribute to our friendship. So I've got a piece of Pool Party cardstock. I cut this out with a nested essential die. And let me just measure it. If you don't have the dies, you can just cut your cardstock. So these are 2 5/8 of an inch by 1 7/8. So 2 5/8 by 1 7/8 if you don't have these dies. I love these dies. Now I'm just stamping snowflakes in Pool Party on my Pool Party cardstock. And this little snowflake stamp is from the Reindeer Fun stamp set. And then, I'm going to get this out of the way, otherwise I'm going to get ink everywhere. I'm going to create a little snowbank, just like I did on this card, with another die, and I'm going to freehand cut. I just have to think of where everything's going to be. I'm going to freehand cut my little snowbank. Let me do it from this side actually, because I want the left side to be a higher bit of snow, and you'll see why. And because I'm right-handed, it's just easier for me to flip that around. Don't ask me why, it just is. Okay, so now I've got my little snowbank. I'm going to glue that down. And I'm going to I'll keep the other half of that die for a future project, because the designer series paper, the Reindeer Fun designer series paper, has all sorts of cute little images that I can cut out and do more things like this, which is how I got this little reindeer building its reindeer snowman. So I did want, where the reindeer stands, I wanted him to be on a little bit of a hill and the snowman to be down a little bit. So that was the method to my madness. So I'm going to glue this on to this piece here, and I just want to make sure that I don't put glue on the reindeer snowman's antlers, because it is going to be above my paper. I just don't want anything sticking together. So I'm just going to add a light layer of Tombow, because I don't want glue to leach out, or at least I'm going to attempt a light layer. Some of you might be getting sick of all my Christmas cards. I know I've been going heavy on Christmas cards lately, and I was wondering, why am I doing that? Why am I so heavy into Christmas cards when I've got Halloween sets I haven't even used? And it came to me, the answer is this bundle that the Reindeer Fun Designer Series paper and the Reindeer Stamps and the Reindeer Fun paper came with. It's just, I can't get enough of it. It's really cute. So this year, I'm going to have all my Christmas cards ready well in advance. Okay, so I think I'm just going to add this little, well, I'm thinking, add the bunny or don't add the bunny? What do you guys think? Add the bunny, don't add the bunny. Oh, Karen, you love the Christmas cards? Yeah, me too. I know, the Canadian Stamper, Fall and Halloween is needed, but if any of you are missing out on autumn-themed cards, then check out the Canadian Stampers tutorials on Saturday because, spoiler alert, Tanya's really a fan of fall. All right, I'm adding the bunny. I'm doing it. The more the merrier, right? There you go. I'm just going to put him in the corner, like so. And, whoops, I'm going to pop him up. Either pop him up or glue him down. I'm going to glue him down right onto the belly band. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, not too much because I don't want it to leach over and glue my card shut. I'm going to stick this layer on the belly band. And that is it. Now it does need to dry for a second, but I'll show you gently because I don't want it to come off. I just push that down a little bit. I see I have a little bit of glue leaching out, and I just said you got to be careful. You don't want your glue to leach out, and then look what happened. That's okay. All right, so there's our card. Super easy. I think it's pretty cool. And then this belly band, if you don't have sticky fingers like I do, is just going to slide over top and close up your card like so. So these are the two projects I made with this design. This one's a little bit different. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the Forever Plaid embossing folder. So a little bit different than this one, and the colors are different, but I like them the both. And yes, Tanya, I did fussy cut this snowman. All right, well, I hope you liked tonight's project. If you try this out, I would love to see what you make, so please post it in the comments. I feel like I'm missing something and I wanted to tell everybody. Oh, that's right. So on Sunday, I posted my free More Than Autumn, not Christmas, More Than Autumn card class at home. So if you missed it, these are the projects that I made. And this last one is a fun fold / gift card holder. So if you want to recreate these, you'll find the YouTube links for each project on my Facebook page, or go right to my YouTube channel and you'll find them there. So if you go to YouTube, you'll find all the supplies I've used plus the measurements written in the description of the video. Now, spoiler alert, in this card, in the video, I was talking about the dimensions for these layers, and what I said on the video is wrong. The correct measurements are in the description of the video. So that was my bad. Whoops, that was my bad. All right, I'm going to flip my camera around. All right, I think that's it. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody who joins me live and catches me on replay. If you are catching the replay either on Facebook or YouTube, I would love it if you say hello, tell me where you're from. And if you make this card or something like this, please post it in the comments. I love to see what everybody comes up with. All right, have a great night, and I'll see everybody next Monday.